Hello students, today I will discuss about the chapter solution, first part of the solution, the topics which we will discuss in the chapter. First of all, introduction, solubility, Henry's law, and the various methods of expressing concentration, vapor pressure, Raoult's law, relative lowering of vapor pressure, ideal and non-ideal solution, and maximum and minimum boiling solutions. Introduction of the solution. What is solution? Solution is a homogeneous mixture in which two or more of the substance can be mixed, and the solution is mainly prepared by solute and solvent. Solute is that component which is present in a smaller extent, and the solvent is the component which is present in large amount. There are various types of the solutions in which solute and solvent, they having the different phases. First, the solution in which solute is gas and solvent is also gas. For example, air, natural gas, these are the examples of solution in which both the states solute and solvent are gaseous. And if the state of solute is liquid and the state of solvent is also liquid, it means both state of the solute and solvents are liquid. And state of the solution is liquid. And another example in which a state of solute and solvent both are solid, and the state of the solution is also solid. For example, alloys, it consider in this section. And another type of the solution in which a state of solute is gas and state of solvent is liquid, such as soda water. In the soda water, gas is immersed into the liquid. And another example of the solution in which a state of solute is solid and a state of solvent is liquid, such as salt dissolved in water or sugar dissolved in water. And the state of the solution is also liquid. Another example of the solution in which a state of solute is gas and a state of solvent is solid. For example, the hydrogen gas in platinum, that is, the state of the solution in this is solid state. There are the different types of the solutions. Solubility. Solubility means the amount of the solute which can be dissolved in 100 gram of the solvent. This maximum amount of the solute which can be dissolved in 100 gram of the solvent to form a saturated solution. That is called as the solubility. It means first of all we have to prepare saturated solution, and the amount which you have dissolved in grams in 100 gram of the solvent, that is known as solubility. And for the solid, solubility of ionic compounds generally increase by increasing the temperature. And for the gases, solubility of gas in water decreases with the increase in temperature, and the solubility tends to zero at the boiling point of water. Here are it is graph is given. Here is graph is given for the solubility and temperature for different gases: methane, oxygen, carbon monoxide, and helium. At different temperatures, solubility of the gases it varies. What is the effect of pressure on solubility? If we increase the pressure of the gas above the solution, it means solubility of the gas in the solution it increases. We can see by these two experiments. Here pressure is increasing, so solubility of the gas above the solution it also increases. It means it is more soluble. Solubility of the gas into the solution it increases. In this case pressure is less, so solubility of gas into the liquid is less as compared to this second experiment. And solubility of gas into the liquid on this basis is one law, and that is called as the Henry's law. According to Henry's law, solubility of gas in a liquid it's directly proportional to the pressure of the gas over the solution. It means if we are increasing the pressure, it means solubility of the gas in a liquid increases. The most familiar example of the Henry's law, that is the carbonated cold drink. In the carbonated cold drink, carbon dioxide gas is dissolved in water. So as we increase the pressure, solubility of the gas it increases in water. And we decrease the pressure, it means when we open the bottle, it fizzes out. It means if we are decreasing the pressure, the solubility of gas, that is carbon dioxide, into the water decreases, so it fizzes out. That is based on the Henry's law. Solubility of a gas in a liquid is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas above the solution. So it can be written as molar concentration and is equal to K into P. P is the pressure and K is the constant. That is the Henry's law. Now, various methods for expressing the concentration. First method is the molarity. Molarity means number of gram moles of the solute dissolved per liter of the solution. That is called as molarity. It means number of gram moles of the solute. Mole of solute means weight of solute upon its molar mass. Then we can calculate the moles. Then it will be divided by the volume of solution in liter. That is molarity. So its unit will be mole per liter. And it is always represented by capital M. That is the first method of representing concentration. Second method, that is molality. Molality means number of gram moles of the solute per kg of the solvent. Moles can be calculated by number of gram moles divided by its molar mass and weight of the solvent in kg. And the molarity of the solution is represented by capital M and molality of the solution represented by small m. And molality of solution, it changes with temperature, because to accompany change in volume of the solution. So molarity of the solution change with the temperature. And unit of molarity will be the mole per kg. Third method of concentration, that is mole fraction. Mole fraction means number of moles of component 1. Suppose we have taken N1, that is showing number of moles of the solvent, and N2 is showing number of moles of the solute. So in the mole fraction, that is equal to the number of moles of the component 1 upon sum of the number of moles of the components. Suppose we have taken binary solution. In the binary solution, mole fraction of component 1, that will be equal to the number of moles of the component 1 upon sum of the number of moles of component 1 and component 2. That is the mole fraction. And mole fraction have no unit because it is the ratio. So it's having no unit. And you have to solve this problem. You calculate the molality of the solution, which is prepared by dissolving 75 gram of barium nitrate in 374 gram of the water at 25 degrees centigrade. According to definition, molality means number of gram moles of the solute per kg of the solvent. First of all, you will calculate the moles. Moles means number of gram moles of the solute. It means you have to given 75 gram. 75 gram. And you will calculate the molecular mass of this barium nitrate. So when you will calculate the mass of this barium nitrate, then you can find out the number of moles. So molar mass of barium nitrate is 261 and you have to given 75 gram of the barium nitrate. First of all, you will calculate the number of moles by dividing 75 by 261. So you get the number of moles. According to definition, number of moles per kg of the solvent. And here you have to given it is dissolved in 374 gram of water. Water is the solvent and solvent, that is 374 gram. You will convert this 374 gram into kilogram. So you get this number of moles divided by weight of solvent in kg. Then you can find out the molality. You can write here small m, or unit is the mole per kg. And another example. In this also you have to calculate the molality of 1 mole solution of NaOH. Density of the solution is 1.04 gram per milliliter. Density of the solution means, according to formula of the density is equal to mass upon volume. So mass is equal to density into volume. And density you have to given 1.04. And 1 molar solution, it means 1 moles of the solute are present in 1 liter of the solution. So volume of the solution will be 1000 ml. It means you can calculate the mass. Mass is equal to density into volume. Then you will calculate density into volume, that is the mass of 1 liter of solution. And mass of the solute, 1 molal. 1 molal means 1 gram moles. And mass of the NaOH, that is 40. It means mass of the solute will be 40 gram. That is the mass of the solute and that is the mass of the solution. 1040 is the mass of the solution and 40 is the mass of solute. So you calculate mass of the solvent, 1040 minus 40, that is the mass of the solvent. And molality, number of gram moles of the solute dissolved per kg of the solvent. So molality is equal to number of gram moles of the solute dissolved per kg of the solvent. So you can calculate, that is 1 molar solution. Is it clear? Next method of expressing concentration, that is percentage by mass. Percentage by mass means mass of the solute upon mass of the solution into 100. That is percentage by mass. And if percentage by volume, it means in place of the mass you will take the volume. Volume of the solute upon volume of the solution into 100. That is the percentage by volume. Next, ppm, parts per million. It's showing that mass of the solute upon mass of the solution into 10 to the power of 6. That is parts per million. Another example, calculate the concentration of 1 molar solution of NaOH in terms of percentage by mass. Mass percentage आपको निकालना है. It means mass of the solute upon mass of the solution into 100. And 1 molar solution, ये आपको hint दी गई है, 1 molar solution. It means 1 mole of the solute dissolved in 1000 gram of the solvent or 1 kg of the solvent. So solute, it means 40 gram. So total mass of the solution will become, because it is present in 100 gram of the solvent, the total mass of the solution will become 1000 plus 40. Molar means number of gram moles of solute present per kg of the solvent. It means solvent is 1000 and solute is 40, because it is 1 molar NaOH and mass of the NaOH is 40. So find out the total mass of the solution by adding mass of the solvent and mass of the solute. That is the total mass of the solution. So mass percentage, it means mass of the solute, that is 40, upon mass of the solution, that is 1040 into 100. So you obtain 3.84% by mass. That is the percentage by mass. Another example, calculate the molality and mole fraction. इसमें आपको दोनों निकालना है. Molality and mole fraction of the solute in aqueous solution containing 3 gram of urea. Urea at its molecular mass you have to given 60, which is present in 250 gram of water. 250 gram of water ये आपको दिया गया. And according to definition of the molality, number of gram moles of solute should be dissolved in 1 kg of the solvent. So first of all you will convert this into kg. 250 gram should be converted into kg. And number of moles means mass of solute upon molecular mass of the solute. Clear? Mass of the solute, it means 3 gram of the urea. Urea is the solute. Upon molecular mass of the urea, that is 60. 3 upon 60, that is number of moles, divided by, this should be present in kg, weight of solvent in kg. The mass of solvent in kg, you will convert this 250 into kg. The 3 upon 60, that is moles, and 250 into 10 power minus 3, that is 0.2. 0.2 is the molality. And mole fraction. Mole fraction means, suppose mole fraction of urea. For the urea mole fraction, moles of urea divided by total number of the moles. It means total number of moles of the urea plus total number of moles of the water. The number of moles of urea 3 upon 60. Number of moles of urea 3 upon 60 plus number of moles of water 250 upon 18. That is 0.00359 is the mole fraction of urea, and for the water 1 minus 0.00359, that is 0.996 is the mole fraction of water. Another example, mole fraction of ethanol and water. In a sample of rectified spirit which contains 95% of ethanol by mass, मोल फ्रैक्शन इसमें आपको निकालना है. तो इसके लिए आपको क्या करना है, इथेनॉल और वाटर दोनों के आप मोल्स निकालेंगे. हिंट क्या दी आपको, 95% ऑफ इथेनॉल बाय मास. इट मीन्स 95 ग्राम ऑफ इथेनॉल is present in 100 gram of the solution. So 95 gram is the ethanol and water will be 5 gram. So for the number of moles of the ethanol, number of moles for the ethanol means its gram, weight in gram upon its molar mass. Molar mass of ethanol is the 46. So you will divide 95 by 46. That is number of moles of ethanol. And number of moles of water. Water is the 5 gram because 95% ethanol by mass means mass of the water is the 5. The 5 upon 18, that is the moles of water. Is it clear? So mole fraction of the ethanol, it means moles of the ethanol divided by moles of ethanol plus moles of water. So when you calculate, obtain the 0.88, that is the mole fraction of ethanol, and for the water 1 minus 0.88, that is 0.12 is the mole fraction of water. You can also calculate for the water, that is mole fraction of water is equal to mole fraction of water. Mole fraction of water is 0.28. Mole fraction of water, it is mole fraction of the ethanol. So for the ethanol, you should place here 2.07 in place of 0.27. 2.07 upon 2.07 divided by plus 0.28, that is 0.88, and for the water 1 minus 0.88, that is the mole fraction. Because it is for the mole fraction of ethanol, so here you should write down 2.07. Clear? Now vapor pressure of the solution. Vapor pressure of the solution means the pressure exerted by the vapors into the liquid at an equilibrium. That is called as the vapor pressure of the solution. Suppose you have taken this is solvent in a container and it evaporates and it exerts a pressure, that is a closed container, and after some time it condenses, and when it reaches up to equilibrium, it means rate of evaporation becomes equal to rate of condensation. So that is the stage of equilibrium. At this stage, the pressure exerted by the vapors into the liquid surface, that is called as the vapor pressure. That is the vapor pressure of the solution. The factors which affecting the vapor pressure. There are various factors affecting the vapor pressure. First factor is the nature of liquid. Second factor is the temperature. And third factor is the presence of a solute. Nature of liquid. It means if the liquid having more volatility, means liquid is more volatile, then it exerts more pressure on the liquid surface because it can form the more vapors. And nature of the liquid, it depends upon its volatility. Second factor is the temperature. As the temperature increases, vapor pressure also increases. So it is also directly proportional. Presence of solute. So due to presence of volatile and non-volatile solute, vapor pressure of the solution decreases. Due to presence of solute, the vapor pressure of the solution decreases. You have taken in this container pure solvent, and in this container you have added some non-volatile solute. These are non-volatile solutes. As we added the non-volatile solute into the pure solvent, the vapor pressure of the solution it decreases because due to presence of these solute particles. These solid particles block the solvent molecules from entering the gas phase. It means vapors will become less as compared to this one because they block the surface. So no more vapors can be formed, due to which they will exert some less vapors into the surface. So the vapor pressure it decreases. That is the effect of vapor pressure. It means if we are adding non-volatile solute into the pure solvent, the vapor pressure of the solution decreases. Vapor pressure always decreases.